You're confused about your credit score. One site has one number and another site something completely...
What? That can't be right.
It's okay. Forget everything except MyFICO. These free scores from other apps can differ by as much as 100 points from your FICO score that 90% of top lenders actually use when you apply for a credit card, personal loan, car loan, or mortgage. For the moments that matter, get the score that matters, your FICO score. Visit myfico.com and get started for free today.
First down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, started off the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. Rory going to the single coverage, end zone. Touchdown! He hits Cooper again.
Hello again, everyone, to another episode of Hoosier Happy Hour. We are previewing another 2025 opponent, and this one from the Sunshine State of California.
Wait, whoa. Sunshine's is Florida.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, end recording. We'll do it again.
No, keep going. Play through.
What is California? The Bear State? I don't know. What is
the Golden State?
Oh my God, that's terrible.
It's right there.
It is right there. Anyway, so the Golden State, which is in San Francisco, and this team plays in LA. We're previewing the University of California, Los Angeles Bruins. And Seth disagrees with me. I think there's like a solid 3 or 4 storylines with this game.
A Bruin is just like a smaller bear, right? Like an underdeveloped bear. Is that where we're at?
An underdeveloped bear.
I don't know what the zoological term is or anything, but seems just like
Yeah. I have no idea.
Boom. Okay.
I have no idea. But that's what they are. It's one of the worst They don't have a mascot, right? There isn't like a bear on the sidelines.
Yeah.
They have a bear on the sidelines.
Like a clawed thing.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
That is. Anyway, that's it. That's the pod. This is the worst start to a podcast ever.
Oh, yeah.
But
they're like brown bears. Joe Bruin and Josephine Bruin. Anthropomorphic male brown bears.
Love it. This game's gonna happen in Bloomington on Saturday, October 25th. It's gonna be the 8th game of the year. Believe it or not, these guys have only played one time. It was last year. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah,
they played one time in the Golden State last year, and IU destroyed them 42-13. Bragg's calling it the coming out game. It was a super fun game. It was a night game, right? Kind of the sun setting over there in LA. Just blew the doors right from Jump Street. But this one will be at home. This one will be in Bloomington. And Deshaun Foster comes to town. Seth, what do you think of Deshaun Foster?
I really liked him as a running back, right?
Yeah.
I think he wore like 26, maybe. That's all I remember. When he when he cycled through to becoming the head coach, I was frankly surprised. Chip Kelly left them in a terrible position, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And he somehow, and again, you very rarely, and again, if you watched that early UCLA team, they were dog doo-doo hardcore. And he had nothing to work with. I mean, he inherited probably the worst situation in the Power Four. It was late in the game. It was
Very
a
late.
scramble mode.
Chip Kelly just said, "Deuces, I'm going to be the O coordinator at Ohio State."
Was it after a spring game or something? It was so late in the cycle that it really threw everything off. And the fact that they managed to, what do you say? They limped to a 5-7 season was astounding based off of the team that I saw early in the season multiple times. So I think he did a hell of a job. And what I started to say at the beginning was very rarely do you talk about a 5-7 team and consider somebody as coach of the year candidate. But it was a situation so much like the Northwestern situation 2 years ago with, not quite as much success, but or maybe about the same, actually, where it's you turn a giant pile of dog doo-doo into a shiny little rock, and, you got to take that as a feather in your cap, I think. So I'm impressed. I don't know what it means long term moving forward. I don't know if his scheme, if his recruiting, if all that stuff matches.
You're saying stock up Deshaun Foster.
But it was so low to start out with. There was where was there to go? I don't know. That's where I'm at. So I'm excited. I'm a little glass half full on him. But
interesting.
When we start getting through this roster that we'll start breaking down, a little bit of that enthusiasm gets sucked out, maybe? I don't know. We'll see.
So I think Deshaun Foster started things off horribly at the Big Ten Media Day.
Oh, yeah.
I think every time he speaks, I think you could just tell, he is walking anxiety. The guy is in over his head.
He's not ready for prime time.
I don't think so. At all. But you're in HR. I'm a manager. People are allowed to develop. Mm-hmm. People are allowed to have on the job training and improvement. So I don't want to judge. All we can do is
and
judge.
You give a lot of latitude for people who inherit crisis modes, I think, too. You make excuses for them almost.
Correct. But I would say Deshaun Foster, despite going 5-7, looked like a fish out of the water a lot last year, both in game and in the press and you don't need to win the press conference. That's BS. You don't need to own the mic. That's look at the Ryan Day. The guy literally looks scared to talk to people sometimes, and he just won a national championship. So you certainly don't need to win the press conference to be a good coach, but just everything Deshaun Foster does on the sideline or on the press conference. So I'm the opposite of you. I think I have about as much confidence in Deshaun. If I was a UCLA Bruin fan, a Bruin underdeveloped bear, your words, not mine, I would not feel confident in my head coach. But here's what I'm going to say. They did quite well in the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
They got an absolute coup of an offensive coordinator hire. And I agree with you on your roster construction. I think they have immensely better roster this year than what they had this year.
Interesting.
So I actually think this year will be a better litmus test for Deshaun Foster.
Okay.
So I'm not ready to say I think he was in over his head. I think this year, if he can't go 6-6, I think that's an issue. I think they do have a really tough schedule. Probably the toughest schedule I've seen yet in a preview that I've done. It's a really tough preview. We'll go over that. We'll go over that later. But yeah, I like the pieces, especially on offense. And the only coach that has experience is their D coordinator, which we'll get to in a second. But we can't bury the lead. Seth, we absolutely can't bury the lead. If we're going to talk UCLA Bruins in the Golden State, we have to talk Nico. We absolutely have to talk Nico. It's honestly the only thing from a non-Big Ten, non-football nerd perspective that makes UCLA relevant.
Oh, 100%.
Right? No one in the SEC is talking about
nope
UCLA. No one's talking. No one is.
Big 12. Nobody's talking UCLA.
If you ask anyone, even a pretty serious college football fan, they know one thing about UCLA, and it's everything that went down with Nico.
Yeah.
First of all, let's just talk that drama. Let's talk that drama through, because I don't think we really did when that was all going through. Do you blame Tennessee? Do you blame college football? Do you blame Nico? Or is there an other that you blame in that whole debacle last spring?
I would try to take everything on a case-by-case basis, because there are certainly some situations where you can blame NIL, certain ones where you can blame universities even.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think in this specific case, I typically err on the side of the players. They have a very limited amount of time to make money. They have a very limited amount of time to get brand exposure and to get that film on tape. That's redundant, but to get the gameplay on tape so that NFL scouts will get their eyeballs on, so they can get the bigger money. This is all a leverage scheme in order to maximize future dollars. And in no way can I inherently bash somebody for trying to make a business decision. But when you go about it in a way that you are the one going back on your word, when you are the one where none of the players were really mad that you left, what does that say about you? I shouldn't say it like that, but what is that like? It's a hard situation to defend the player when I normally default to that position. In this case, I see somebody who is really trying to push and push and push. And in no world, no realistic person sees UCLA as a better destination than Tennessee, as a better route to maximize their future potential than Tennessee. In no world is Deshaun Foster a better quarterback developer than Josh Heupel. And you can say whatever you want about Josh Heupel. I'm not a huge fan of him. He was a hell of a quarterback, and he's developed quarterbacks. So, again, maybe not pro quarterbacks, but lately. But certainly players have improved, have gotten their stocks up, have gotten on NFL radars because of their involvement with him and his program. In what way? And again, the dollars as well. Let's not even talk about the financial funding of these schools. UCLA is underperforming, underdeveloped. Let's keep that theme going. As far as a NIL program, they are not a big booster. It's UCLA, it's LA, it's California. You think money, dollar signs, gold chains, you think all these things. But there's nothing really sexy pumping money into UCLA right now. Tennessee, they've had recent success. They've got a coach they like. They are pumping dollars into that program. The SEC is uber competitive. You win 8 games in the SEC. If you're a sophomore, junior, senior who's draft eligible, you're getting serious looks for day 1, day 2. And so that's where I just don't see any situation in which he improved his position. And so how do you count that as a win?
Yeah, no, so I was really hoping you were going to take the pro player and just slam Tennessee.
No, and I want to, because Tennessee sucks.
Slam the NCAA.
The NCAA sucks. That's my natural position.
Yep. So that's what I thought you were going to do. And I was so ready to just say he bungled this about as bad as you could. He's not going to be the first one.
No.
Right. He won't be the last one. No. He will be I think they'll eventually figure the NIL thing out. But he will be a tragic story amongst others. But yeah, it was wild how Tennessee and athletic department, Tennessee head coach, Tennessee, as you said, players pretty much said, don't let the door hit you.
Rallied around the program, rallied around the coach.
I love that for If I'm a Tennessee fan, I love that. What did I just say 5 minutes ago? If I'm a UCLA Bruin football fan, I don't have the warm and fuzzies about Deshaun Foster. I'm not sure I got the warm and fuzzies with Nico either. How many times have we seen uber talented quarterbacks just when you don't have the locker room, when you don't have, things can turn on you and turn on you fast.
I mean, we got Dante Moore at Oregon now as the most recent example of this.
Exactly.
He was a UCLA quarterback, much ballyhooed, expected to come in and be the guy.
Haven't seen it yet. But again, I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm not ready to write off Nico. I mean, he looked terrible in that playoff game, but he was running for his life. Like, I don't know what quarterback would have looked good. Obviously, they lost to the national champions at home, right? So I'm not ready to write off Nico. I have more faith in Nico than I have in Deshaun Foster, but I'm also not as high on Nico. There's people acting like this NIL thing didn't happen. There's people acting like the Ohio State game didn't happen. There's people act like. Did you look at his? Have you looked at his stats?
That's what I was just getting ready to rebut. Yes.
Are you blown away by them?
I expected, based on how he's talked about, here's the numbers I had in my head: 28, 7, 28, 50. That's how I thought he was talked about. And I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but I think it was 19 and 12, something like that.
So 19 and 5.
Oh, 19 and 5. Okay.
19 and 5, but only a 63% completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And now he's a junior, right? Last year was his sophomore year. So he redshirted in 2023. He played in games. So last year was his redshirt freshman. This will be his redshirt sophomore year. Just wanted to get that out of the way. He does have a cannon. He did have a ton of long throws. But yeah, I mean, 2,600 yards, 19 and 5, 63% completion percentage, ran for 350.
Led his team to a playoff berth.
He is 6'6", 215. Do people just get enamored by the size?
Oh, I'm sure that's a factor too. Oh, yeah.
And I'll admit, I'm biased. I love that Fernando's 6'5". I love that Rourke was 6'5". Right? But yeah, I mean, where would you put? We've seen this from every outlet. Where would you put Nico?
Colin Kaepernick.
Not where I was going, but yes,
exact same body type, long strides, kind of a weird like gunslinger version. Yeah,
no, where do you put him around his counterparts in the Big Ten at quarterback? I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback.
No. I think he's a complete question mark. I think
he's middle of the pack. He's not Juillar.
Nope.
He's not Altmaier.
Nope.
He's not Mendoza.
Probably not.
I just wanted to see what you said. I'm
not as excited as I would be for like a Julian Sayin, right?
Or a Bryce Underwood.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. We don't know if they're good yet, but we're excited about them. We'd sure want to see what they develop into.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, again, I feel like there is, and we've said this, Bragg has said this, you've said it. I feel like there's so much hype around this UCLA team. It's just got to be Nico, right?
Yeah. I just have 2 last notes I want to do on this is Nico ultimately will be one of the footnotes in, I think NIL ultimately turns into a multi-year contract. I don't know if it's goes straight to 4 or probably start at 2. You'll have to have some kind of multi-year guarantee. And I bet Nico ends up being a footnote in the reasoning why that ends up evolving. And then the other thing is, whether I say this on the pod or in our group texts, every week we're like, I don't know what this team is. I have no idea what this team is. All we can base our judgments on are the coach resumes and the quarterback talent. Those are the 2 biggest indicators we have.
You said that last week.
Right. As to whether or not these teams are going to be any good. Deshaun Foster and Nico.
I think both leave a lot to be desired, and I think both are seen a lot higher in the media than how I view them.
I don't see it being above 500 squad.
I do. I do. I think they get the 6 wins.
When I rank those against other quarterbacks and other. Ooh, okay. Let's get to it. Let's keep going then, because we got to get to this.
We do.
The schedule breakdown is fantastic. Is fascinating.
Their run game was the worst. I think 118th last year. Terrible. But I kind of like their 1-2 punch. I think they have Javion Thomas, who Mendoza will know him well, and then Jalen Berger, who is again one of these ballyhooed recruits that just never kind of panned out. He was actually on UCLA last year. He ran for like 400 yards. Largely irrelevant. Largely irrelevant. But I like that backfield. I think that's a much improved backfield.
There are worse backfields you can have. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. But I think that's where it falls apart.
Well, Mikey Matthews, I think, has some promise. I think they have a sophomore receiver who has some promise, who had over 350 yards last year and a couple touchdowns. It's, again, was it a result of their quarterback play? Are they taking that sophomore year jump? Who knows? But yeah, when you're looking at it, it's Mikey Matthews, a couple of receivers, and Nico.
I read on Mikey Matthews too. He's 5'9", 180, and he's caught 32 passes last year for 270 yards. That's what we're getting hyped about? With Mendoza throwing him the ball?
Okay, if he's the third receiver, if he's the slot receiver and has two guys around him, fantastic. Unfortunately, and maybe in this position, he gets a little exposed because there's nothing else balancing him out. But in and of himself, if I could use him as a slot receiver on a team that I'm rooting for, I'd be a fan of that.
I think Nico thrives just the way I've seen him play with outside receivers that can run, and
yes.
I don't think they have that.
No, they don't have I don't think Brew McCoy necessarily played with Nico. Maybe did 2 years ago, but they don't have a Brew McCoy. They don't have a what was the other guy? They had what was it? Highland? No, that's the Tennessee Justin Hyatt.
Justin Hyatt, yeah.
Like they've had a bunch of really good receivers. I don't know if Nico can raise up the ability of the talent around him.
Yep.
I think he benefited from having some really nice players around him at other places too. So I don't know if he's able to raise that talent, and I just don't see the weapons that he had at Tennessee. So again, we talk about the trade that he made. I'm trying to pull up Tennessee's weapons right now, but I'd venture to say I'd pick those 10 days out of 10, 7 days out of the week. I don't know.
Yeah, their offensive line was I think arguably the worst in the Big Ten last year.
Yes,
they do bring a huge guard from Florida State. He's a pro guy, Julian R. Mella. Like I said, he'll be playing on Sundays. They bring in Cortland Ford from Kentucky. They bring in Eugene Brooks from Oklahoma. So again, I have to be consistent because I really like what Indiana did in the portal. They'll also have 3 new starters on their offensive line. But what I think separates Indiana's offensive line from UCLA's offensive line is zero depth.
Yeah.
If they have 3 or 4 solid offensive linemen, that's amazing. But we know offensive line is a game of attrition, especially in the Big Ten. So again, I mean, I don't love their wide receivers. I don't love their offensive line. And unfortunately, I don't think it gets better on the other side. And this actually did seem to be consistent. And what I agreed with is the defense is going to be the weak part of their team this year. Did you read or think the same?
Yeah, I did. As they've lost some talent off the roster over the last 2 years. Between the Colts draft pick, was it Latu? They had a couple players last year who were pretty good. The middle linebacker,
Carson Schwechlinger.
Thank you. I was going to. They had Kane Medrano. So they had some players last year, not necessarily household names, but players who put up some stats and players who did some things for them that they could rely on. And they got to replace it. Maybe these guys are good enough. They were just hiding them last year. I don't know. They got a bunch of transfers from places that play some pretty good football. But again, I don't see in here any polished guys who are, draft ready, or people who are going to just put the fear of God into you as they get off a bus or line up across from you if you're a tackle. I'm sure they might develop. I'm not seeing anybody on here is like, oh, this is a 4-star, this is a 5-star, this is that guy. I'm not seeing it.
Right there with you. Guess who their starting cornerback's going to be?
Oh, it's Jameer, right?
Jameer Johnson.
Yeah. Which again, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Couldn't make it at IU though. He transferred for a reason. He knew he was buried.
Sure.
But this defense has been historically good, right? So again, if I'm the optimistic UCLA fan, Deshaun Foster year 2 has to be better. Quarterback better. Running backs better. Offensive line transferred in. Defense, we've been good in defense every year for the last few years. We got a really good portal haul from the secondary. You can see how this can be positive, right? You can see it.
I can see a spin.
You can see a spin. So I say that with going into their schedule, because I know this you said it's interesting. I think it's the most difficult schedule I've seen
thus far. Yep.
Thus far, they start Labor Day weekend at an 11 p.m. kickoff. It's still only 8 o'clock in the Golden State. Playing Utah at home. Line is already out. They are 4.5-point underdogs. Vegas seems, I would have thought it would have been way more. I know Utah, new quarterback, but all their coach does is win.
Yeah.
Like Utah, I'm already hammering this bet. Utah minus 4.5. New quarterback, new offensive coordinator, second-year coach. So that's a loss. Can we universally say loss?
I would expect.
Yeah. Then they run into UNLV on the road. A little weird, but new coach, right?
Yep.
So likely a new roster.
Why are they at UN? Why are they in Vegas? Is that like Deshaun wants like a weekend in the city, or like why would anybody go on the road to play at Vegas?
I love it. Not for me. I wouldn't want my team going on the road.
Right.
You don't. There's no benefit to going on the road in non-conference.
No,
zero.
None.
That's another topic for another time. But that's a win. Right? We can say that's a win.
I would lean towards a win. Yes.
Maybe if it was Barry Odom still there carrying that bowl game, team, but he is no longer there. He's in West Lafayette. So
I think we get a little better next with New Mexico.
Yeah, it's a win.
Yeah, right? That's easy.
That's a win. So they're 2-1, right?
Yep.
On the road to Northwestern.
I didn't like this. Bragg put it as an easy win.
I think it's a win. I don't think it's an easy.
I don't think it's easy. I think it's close to that 50-50, but
okay. But make a prediction.
Let's I will push. Okay, let's say 3-1.
3-1.
Let's go.
Home to Penn State, doesn't matter where they play.
No chance.
It doesn't matter. Home to Maryland?
Wait, you skipped Michigan State.
Oh, sorry. On the road to Michigan State?
Nope.
That's a loss. That's a loss. Because they're largely the same team.
They're going east.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put anything on UCLA coming east yet.
And it's a noon kickoff.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
9 a.m.
Oh.
9 a.m. Yeah. Probably homecoming. It's October 11th.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know this, but it's a guess.
I would guess.
So they are now 3-3.
Yep.
Okay. Home against Maryland. It's a win. It's a win. Maryland's down. Maryland's going to be bad.
I hate this one. Yeah. I would lean towards the home team. Sure. 4-3.
4-3. On the road against Indiana.
I don't see it.
It's a loss. 4-4. Home against Nebraska. That's a loss. 4-5. On the road to UCLA.
No. At Ohio State.
Oh, at Ohio State. That loss.
No. 4-6.
4-6. Home against Washington.
This is a true toss-up, I think. This is a fun Pac-12 game.
I think they win. Simply because of quarterback situation. I think both I'm not a Jed Fish visor guy.
All right. Let's go 5-6. Okay.
5-6. And then UCLA USC.
I would expect USC to win, but That's a weird rivalry game too. So I would say 5-7.
You'd say 5-7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd almost put that as best case scenario.
That is best case scenario. They won a lot of the 50-50 games. I think they beat USC.
Okay. So you put them at 6-6.
6-6.
Okay. Well,
6
that's why the line's 5.5. Hot damn.
Right.
Look at that.
Look at that. Overall, again, I think what Bragg put is there any difference between UCLA, Michigan State, and Iowa?
Hold on. If they lose at UNLV, they go 1-11.
They could.
If they go 0-2 to start out the season, they rally to beat New Mexico and they lose every other game.
Good.
That's what I think the difference is like, I don't know that this team has the veteran fortitude, has the emotional toughness to absorb a loss they shouldn't have.
Does Nico have the mental fortitude to be like, F this, I'm out?
Right. And that's the other thing. Is he a quitter?
I'm out.
Is he going to bounce? The draft is in April.
Mm-hmm.
He's eligible. I mean, again, the weirdest, dumbest hypothetical, but you see writing on the wall once. Does the kid carry a pen? I don't know. Yeah.
Or does he go to highest bidder? Like, does
Right.
he, like, honestly, maybe he plays 6 games, puts up insane stats, and was like, I'm who wants me?
I'm not going to waste my time here anymore.
Yeah.
This is below me.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know.
His camp has showed that that's possible.
That's the fantastic part of the story is nothing is out of the realm of possibility. It's absurd.
Poor Tino. All right, let's get to a promo, and then we'll jump into randos and sacks.
This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com.
All right. Let's get into Brando's Randos, and I'm going to pick up right where I left off with Tino Sinceri. Is there any one? How do you think he will be at offensive coordinator? Never done it before at
Right.
Power 4. This is his first Power 4 job as an offensive coordinator.
You know, was he technically a recruiting coordinator and QB
Quarterbacks
coach? Right.
He's been a QB coach pretty much ever. That's what he was at James Madison. When he was a GA down in Alabama. Yeah, I mean, he's never been a play calling guy.
Well, I think there's always a learning curve.
Yep.
And I think jumping straight to Power 4 is an additional learning curve. So I expect I expect it to be a challenge. But what we've learned about Tino over the years is that he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He has he has a philosophy he believes in, and he's been around some really, really talented coaches.
I think he kills it. I think he lifts that offense up. I think Nico under Tino is a pretty good marriage. I know I've been trashing Nico, it seems like, for the last 20 minutes, but I think it was a marvelous hire. I'm not sure why he went there.
Right.
Like if I'm him, I'm holding out for a vastly better job. To me, it's who knows what's there, and we don't know.
Right.
I mean, who knew? Maybe this was the best job. Maybe most programs say go do it at Western Michigan.
Power 4 offensive coordinator. It's a hard job to turn down if you're a quarterback coach. Like, I get it. There's a loyalty. There's a growth.
And his look fits LA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tino Sinceri's an LA guy.
Yeah.
Every fraternity brother, every person I know that's like, I'm leaving the Midwest to go to LA looks like Tino Sinceri.
Tino, what's up?
Yeah. You and I, we're not leaving the Midwest for California.
No.
We're not California people.
No.
Tino Sinceri, he's a California guy. I think he's going to do really well. I think it helps them. I don't think it makes a lick of difference against Indiana.
No, it doesn't. What I think is most fascinating is, there. I love playing the hypothetical look ahead, but does he end up impressing more than the head coach? And all of a sudden, there's a clamoring that look
what happened to Tom Allen.
Right.
Incredible defensive coordinator. Kevin Wilson ain't cutting it. Could Tino Sinceri be the next head coach at UCLA?
So
I'd hate that.
Wouldn't you? Would you ever get him back?
No.
Right.
I think he'd do really well with that program. He's a heck of a recruiter.
And if you can sell LA, I mean, there's a ton of talent in the state. There's a ton of talent in that specific part of the state. And if you got the golden tongue or whatever it is to get the guys to come there in the Golden State, you got to consider it.
Yeah.
But we're fast forwarding so far into the future, and but you got to win a couple.
I like looking at the crystal ball.
I know, isn't that fun?
It is fun. It is fun. So my next question kind of goes. It's still UCLA related, but it goes back to NIL. How programs like UCLA are just going to flounder? How does UCLA become football relevant if it doesn't have NIL? And I asked this because we had this exact same discussion about Michigan State last week.
Yeah, so I've been playing. I'm just going to empty my sack right now. I've been playing a ton of NCAA football 2026.
Love that for you.
And it is a pain. Like a lot of the updates they made, I'm a huge fan of. The Dynasty, the history pages, the end of season recap. But they made the transfer portal brutal, which makes it feel real too. I was Vanderbilt, and I lost, and I went 8-4, or like 8-5, 9-4, and I lost 47 and 49 players. I had 20 some graduate, and then I had 27 some odd transfer. And what I was at Vandy is I was having that top 10 player on my team who hadn't graduated. All of them wanted to go to even bigger SEC schools. And then I had all the mid players who were like my second stringers getting absolutely poached by MAC and Sun Belt and whatever else conference schools. And so I was getting literally sharked from the top, sharked from the bottom, and the portal giveth and the portal taketh away. So that is like, I don't know. Sorry. The long rant is the transfer portal, everything. What was your damn question? I got so sidetracked. I could talk about it.
How does UCLA succeed?
So the biggest problem they have to deal with is now their best players, if they play too well, are going to be poached by the big dogs because they're not big enough to fight them off. And the players who are, fighting for playing time, who are desperate to get on the field because they need to do something, are like, well, screw this. I'm going to go to, well, I was going to say Sacramento State, but they're not big enough yet. Fresno State, so I can be a day one starter. I can at least get some film out there of me playing against, other Division I players. And then next year I'll take my chances at maybe Cal or, somewhere else. So it's just like, I don't know. That's the part of the fun thing that I like about the players having the agency to go and chase their dreams and chase these things. And again, speaking on two sides of my mouth with Nico, is with UCLA, you have to fight to keep every single player every single year. There is no expectation that players are going to be coming back. And that puts you in a damn bind.
Really tough spot. I actually think they have the right formula. I think they don't have the right people, but I think hiring an alumni who is an NFL player that has name recognition, that's how UCLA becomes successful.
Who deeply cares about the program, too. Again, we can say all we want about Deshaun Foster not being media savvy, yada, 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 but you can't say he doesn't care about UCLA. He wears it on his sleeve. It's very important to him.
Yep. 100% agree. So I think they're doing the right things. They hired a head coach that, again, is alumni, has a noticeable name, cares about the program. They hired an offensive coordinator who is, I think, top of his profession.
Ambitious.
Ambitious. Unfortunately, I hope. Well, I don't know if unfortunately. I think Tino sees this as a stepping stone. I hope Tino sees this as a stepping stone because I think he has a Kalen DeBauer trajectory. I think he could go to a Fresno State. I think he could go to a UNLV, be a head coach, and go get a head coaching job at like a Washington, and then continue to move his way up. That's how much confidence I have in Tino Sunseri. So I actually do think UCLA has the right model since they don't have the NIL backing. I just think they might have the wrong people, but the formula I think is right.
And I think, and we saw this with the USC, especially in the 2000s, is Los Angeles is a town where if you win, then they'll come. They won't support a loser. They won't support a mediocre team.
What have you done for me lately?
But if you get things going, man, they will show up and shit will roll downhill in a hurry. Because like I said, the talent pool is there. People like LA. It's warm. Some of the best coaches are out there too. Not more from like a training coaches. Like some of the best trainers are in Arizona, California, and those areas. So like the idea of coming out to LA, you can sell it as sexy. You can sell it as a place, but and the money will eventually come if there's success. LA will put money into anything if they're going to get some kind of return. So I just truly believe that you're right. They have so much. If they can get that right mix of caring about the program, culture, ambition, there's enough there that they can get something and it can spark a fire. Oh shit, that's probably not a good LA reference, but
no.
But you know what I mean? The idea is that you can obviously, there's enough there that you can get some positive momentum going and it can really take off.
Yep. All right. This is less Brando Rando and more Seth Sack, but I want to kind of give a shout out to Deshaun Foster because I've ripped him.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Foster, the player, because I didn't know this. What round do you think he was drafted in?
I think he was a late guy, like 5th or 6th.
Second round,
No way.
34th overall.
Okay. I always thought he was a scrappy tryhard who ended up making, what was it, the Panthers?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Drafted by the Panthers, 34th overall.
Well,
I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, oh, he's a career backup. Deshaun Foster has the 5th longest Super Bowl touchdown in Super Bowl history. It's a 33-yard touchdown.
That doesn't seem very long at all.
Doesn't seem very, against the New England Patriots. The Patriots obviously won that game. And he absolutely destroyed the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game in 2003, 2004.
Enjoy.
So Deshaun Foster, hats off to you. What a heck of a, he didn't play very long and they only played like 6 seasons. But he had some very noticeable things. Hat off to you, Deshaun Foster. Last thing that I got, and this has nothing to do with UCLA. This has nothing to do with football. Seth, do you get into the MLB All-Star game like at all?
Oh, it is.
Like, do you watch the skills competition and the game and the home run derby and any of that?
So the Cubs had a couple of fun players who were in it for the first time. Like PCA was in it.
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker was in it. And then what was the pitcher? Was Matt Boyd. So there were some things I was like, oh, I don't want to see how they're. But the great thing is with all the social media stuff is I can just follow the Cubs and they will give me every piece of information I need to make sure that I know what they did. No, all of the All-Star games right now are unwatchable trash.
Yes.
It is just the home run derby was awful. The game is a little bit of fun for a little bit, and then you're like, all right, nobody cares. All right, that's over. So it's just, I mean, I avoid it because I try to send a message to the leagues that this is just
you're doing your part, sticking it to.
You're not getting my eyeballs, guys. Nah.
Oh, that's so funny.
But I mean, like the Pro Bowl is broken. The NBA.
I love the NFL skills competition, though. I don't know.
The skills competition is probably the best thing. I will give that, but it's
for both the NBA and the NFL and the NHL.
The NBA doesn't really do anything for me.
I like the dunk
he passed into a circle.
That's
Yay.
really dumb. That's real. I still like the 3-point competition.
Yes, the 3-point is kind of cool. The dunk contest has
lost
completely
its luster.
jumped the shark 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So
are you watching any sports right now, or are you just engrossed in summer activities and NCAA football?
It is NCAA football and youth sports right now. It is daddy ball season, baby. We just got the pads out for little boy football. And again, I will talk, high school, college, professional. I'm still not sure that kids under the age of high school or like 8th grade at the youngest should be playing padded football. It is absolutely insane.
It is insane. What year did you start playing tackle football?
I was 11 or 12, fifth or sixth grade.
Yeah, so I started in second. You in Michigan, you can play in second grade.
That's absurd.
Second grade, and then Indiana. So you must have started late because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was really late.
You can start in 4th grade in Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bell back in our day. We're not that old. We're not
moved it up to 3rd now. Yep.
So, my knees don't work. Do your knees work?
My shoulders. It's my shoulders.
Your shoulder.
I have an ACL replacement, and I got some shoulders that'll pop out of socket. I sleep on it wrong.
Yeah, I have not watched a live sporting event.
Game 7.
Yeah, probably Game 7.
Oh no! Baseball College World Series.
I didn't watch any.
Oh, I love College World Series. It's a hidden gem, baby. You got it. The whole 64 team playoff is just fantastic. It is must watch.
It's not a baseball game. It's the only sport I didn't play. I didn't play a lick of baseball.
It's for me. It's like the only thing I can equate it to is hockey. Is regular season, avoid it, don't need it. You get to the playoffs, all of a sudden I'm in. Holy shit! Oh, they're going at it. It's great. Yeah, and there's some underdog stories that are kind of fun to follow, stuff like that. But yeah,
LSU win this year?
Yes.
Ugh.
And now they've gotten like every transfer player in the portal.
CFC, is that who they played? They played Charleston?
No, Coastal
Carolina. I know there was season there.
Yep.
I know there's season there. All righty, guys. That's all we got.
Hold on. No, I got one sack thing left. Yeah, play NCAA football. It's fun. There's some problems with it. Don't get me wrong, but the dynasty is a little bit better. There's a history. I don't have to keep my notebook in it. Bragg, listen to this. Star this. I don't have to keep my notebooks anymore of stats of my Hall of Famers.
That's the best, though.
I still do it. I just don't have to. They tell you every team who's won a championship. They tell you every guy who's won the Walter Camp. They tell you every Biletnikoff winner. So I know that, Javante McGee or whoever it was, he ran for 3,200 yards in 2045 and all that.
Was that this past fall or fall before that I figured out you did that?
I think that was two March Madnesses ago. Yeah.
Because I was the only person I thought did that in the world. I thought I was the only, obviously not that I was ashamed of it, but no one does this. I'm not going to tell people I do this. No, just notebooks, entire notebooks.
Mm-hmm. And I do the dumb thing where I don't know if it's dumb. It's kind of fun. I do the relegation cycle.
So do I.
I will rank the top 10. I will rank the conferences from 1 to 10, and the top 2 advance to the higher conference. The bottom 2 drop to the bottom. And it's fantastic. They allow you to have 0 independence now in 2026, so you can have every single team in a conference. I love it.
So I do something a little different. I have pretty much a varsity league and a JV league, right? So what I would relegate, say, I'm going to say this because you're on here. Say Purdue.
Oh, sure, they always do.
Say Purdue and Rutgers are the bottom 2 teams. They get relegated, and the top 2 teams in the MAC get elevated. And
you still keep it regional.
I keep it regional.
Okay.
Yeah,
I go full scale. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the American and the ACC, the Sun Belt and the SEC, the Mountain West and the Pac-12.
Yep.
Exactly.
I see you. Okay.
Yeah. So how you think. I didn't do what you did, where it's you did like soccer, where there was one top league and it's not regional at all. So I kept it regional, where there was a relegation, but just different.
And then I always start out with regional for the thing. So I'll put all the Northeast teams in one conference. I'll put all the Texas schools in one conference, all the California plus Hawaii schools in one conference. And then start it from there. So it's kind of shaking up all the puzzle pieces. And God, this is so stupid sounding it out loud.
It's not. There's got to be others like us. There's absolutely has to. We can't be the only.
We'll find a support group somewhere.
Exactly. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. As always, be sure to check out the pot. Thanks for staying with us after I called California, Florida. No one in California or Florida listens to this.
And
podcast.
it's Sunshine State, beautiful place.
I didn't offend a single person because nobody from those states listen. Now, listen, I left my house at 6:30 this morning. I got home at 6:15. That's not an excuse. I got to play like a champion, right? My brain wasn't totally turned on when we started this podcast. But thank you, listeners, for sticking it out, because I do think it turned into a good podcast. Regardless of what you think, go review us. This guy got the Iowa quarterback wrong. He doesn't know the difference between colonels and colonials, and he doesn't know what a Bruin is or the name of states. Like, go write that review, and Bragg will send you something. Stickers, shirt.
But give us a 5-star still.
We can still give us a 5-star. Our socials were really active during the season, not so active on the off season. But go check out our socials at Happy Hour IUFB. We're on Twitter and Instagram. And then next week, bad podcasting. Do you know who IU plays next? You know who we're previewing?
I'm furiously Googling.
Maryland. There we go. Maryland on the road to College Park. That one, again, doesn't do much for me, but maybe I'll have a different tune next week. So come with us, join, laugh, and as always, Seth, cheers.
Cheers.
And have a great weekend, bud.
It's so weird. This app shows that my credit score's pretty good, but I couldn't get the car loan.
Are you using myfico.com?
No, it's some other company.
Oh, you should get a MyFICO account instead. FICO scores are the ones used by 90% of lenders, and other credit scores can vary up to 100 points.
That would have been helpful yesterday.
Get the scores lenders use. Get the right FICO credit score for your credit goal, including your FICO scores used for mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. Visit myfico.com or download the MyFICO app to get started today.